It was a cold Halloween night in a quiet town in the USA. A group of friends, Sarah, Mike, Jamie, and Lily, had gotten together at Jamie's basement to share ghost stories. The air was filled with excitement as they passed around candy and lit candles to get a spooky ambience. One story was just so tense that all of them were at the edge of their seats. There was Momo, a creature with a distorted smile and eyes that you never wanted to forget in the first place, who was said to appear if you ever uttered her name 3 times. Jamie dared him to try it, but they laughed nervously, not quite ready to test the legend. A few more rounds of stories in the interlude, and Mike, ever bold, finally said, "Let's do it at last." The friends gathered up tight in a tight circle, clasped hands, and whispered as one, "Momo, Momo, Momo." For a moment, no word. They looked at one another, laughing nervously and a little ashamed. In the same instant they were calming down from that nervousness. A faint scratching noise was heard at the window at their backs, sharp and steady. Sarah tried to shake off the shiver running down her spine as she cautiously pulled back the curtain. She gasped when she saw that there was nothing out there, only shadows and dimly lit streetlights casting them. Scratching sounded louder, clawing at the window like nails on glass. The friends huddled closer together, unsure if they should scream or laugh. But when lights in the basement began flickering, all laughter died away. At that very moment, a noise caught their attention. Jamie's mobile was emitting signals on the table. He picked up his phone, which was shaking in his hand, and read aloud the message, "I'm outside. Are you ready to play?" The room was silent now. They looked at each other with pale faces. No one could have sent the message. Jamie immediately dialed for some help, but the phone signal was gone, leaving him isolated as if the outer world had vanished completely. Panic could already be heard beginning to creep in as they heard distant footsteps pounding on the other side of the door as it slowly approached. Then came a faint, ghostly whisper, an eerie laugh that crawled up their spines and echoed behind them. They could make out a shadow just beyond the doorframe, a twisted silhouette with eyes that seemed to glow in the dark. Lily screamed, and they all leapt up, shoving furniture against the door to barricade themselves inside, hoping these thin walls would keep terror out. Then the scratchings resumed, louder and more insistent than before. It was scratching right at the door, scratching claws at the wood. "Make a run for it out the window," Jamie told them, trying to be strong. But they hadn't risen from their chairs when the lights flickered and went dark entirely. Hunched in total blackness, all they could hear was the heaving breath, close enough that it sounded as though it was